Good morning. I wanted to go over a few things about active and passive voice before you did your no red ink practices. Passive voice is not really used all that much. You won't see it often, but you do need to recognize and know what its uses are. First, let's talk about active voice. That's what you're going to write most of the time. Active voice verbs tell what a subject is doing, and they can be in any tense. Present tense, Chuck walks his dog. Past, Chuck walked his dog. Future, Chuck will walk his dog. But they all follow the same pattern. Subject, Chuck, the person who's doing something. Walks, the verb, the action that he's doing. And dog, what's being walked. It receives the action of the verb. So subject, verb, direct object. Subject, verb, object. Now passive voice flips this around. It puts what was the object, dog, at the beginning of the sentence. Excuse me, puts a form of to be, and the forms of to be, I am, you are, he is, we were, they will be. There's a lot of forms of to be. But you put a form of to be in front of the verb, and then you put what was the subject at the end, and you make it the object of the preposition by. So Chuck walked his dog becomes the dog is walked by Chuck. Dog was at the end, put at the beginning. Chuck was at the beginning, put at the end after a by. And walked or walks becomes is walked. Past tense, Chuck walked his dog. The dog was walked by Chuck. Future, Chuck will walk his dog. The dog will be walked by Chuck. So it does change the order in the sentence, but it doesn't change the fact that Chuck is still the actor here. It just puts the emphasis on the dog. Use active voice when the subject is performing the action in the sentence. It does either way, but passive voice is used when the subject is having something done to it. In this case, the subject is the dog, not Chuck in a passive, but something is being done to it by Chuck. So Chuck is still doing something. This is grammatical. This is not real. It doesn't change the fact that Chuck's doing the walking. All right. Really, when do you use this? If you want to emphasize different parts of a sentence. If you want to, in this sentence, you want to emphasize the cat caught the fish. If you decide to emphasize the fish instead, turn it around, make it passive. The fish was caught by the cat. But in general, active voice is more powerful and is preferred over passive voice. If you want to put that focus on the direct object, or if you want to de-emphasize the subject for some reason, though, you have passive in your back pocket just in case. One example is if you want to report something, but you don't want to get somebody specific in trouble, you put it in passive voice, and sometimes you can even just omit what would have been the subject. Paul overcooked my steak. Just say, oh, my steak was overcooked. Could I have a new one? So that focuses on the steak and what was done to it, but it doesn't specify who, so you're not getting anybody in trouble. So that's pretty much all there is, active and passive voice. If you would start on the practices today, and I will be back tomorrow. Thanks.